Good day, Glendan.
Beort Tirtomat, Karans of Katasach. We learned of his death. Andevost Tire.
Alas, his was not the only tragic loss. Your High King Vinbar is also dead. He was taken by folly. He went away into the mountains after killing Katasak and capturing my cousin. Nothing I could say would allow him to see reason.
Are you telling me that you were the one who killed him? And you dare come here with his blood on your hands? I cannot understand how Katasak trusted you. He was one of the only ones amongst us to give you his friendship. And now he is dead.
I am sorry, but your High King did not leave me the choice. He was about to kill my cousin, and then he attacked me. He was becoming a guardian, a Nadaig. Perhaps it was for that reason he lost possession of his wits.
That you killed him, there is no doubt. But I do doubt he became the Muttman you describe.
You know that I wished to see Enon Milfrichteman, and he was the only one with the power to allow me to do so. I would not have caused his death voluntarily. Believe me, I am just as sorry as you.
Andevost Tire. We will celebrate his memory as well as those of all the members of our council that have fallen. Bloodnit, Katasak, and now our High King. These are dark times, but in spite of our mourning, we must elect a new High King. The children of Tiefradi cannot remain without a guide. All the more so in these troubled times. I will notify the Mal of all the clans, so that they may know to travel here.
Who has a chance of being elected, in your opinion?
Deirdre is powerful, and many clans would follow her. The wisdom of Dunkas will also attract support from many. And there is also Ulan, a clever fox who is very capable of convincing the entire world with his honey-dripping words.
Deirdre, Dunkas, and Ulan. I must convince them to help me if they are elected.
I suppose. I must begin the preparations. You must leave now.
I must leave. Goodbye.
Qua Williams.
Renaixi. Partir Tumad.
What brings you here, Honor Manawi?
I am the bearer of bad news. Vinbar, your High King, is dead.
Andevosh Tire. He was a great king, and a very wise Donegad. We haven't seen him in a long time, but his memory shall be honored.
Glendan told me that you would probably be among those who would want to take his place.
I am not looking for power, but Tiefradi needs peace and balance. And I fear the other kings may want war, or be motivated by ambition. The Renaissance brought chaos with them, and our island has suffered. We cannot change the past, and chasing away those who came does not make sense. The wound is there. Refusing to acknowledge it is pointless. But wounds can be healed, and my clan knows how to do this. So if you're worried about my intentions if I were to become Hoi King, I'll lay them out for you. We must find balance with those from the remote island and live together in harmony. But for this, we must teach the Renaigse humility and to respect the earth.
I would like to meet Enon Milfrichteman in order to find an antidote for the disease that is destroying my people. If you were elected, would you help me in this endeavor?
Remember what I asked of you? And then it will be my turn to help you. Is there anything else?
I must leave.
Qua awalum.
What do you seek?
I am the bearer of bad...
Dead, but he was...
Glendan told me...
That's but since Troy...
Will you...
We will...
I still only...
Why should you be...
But you should know...
One
you...
those the
and you...
and do not... Any...
I need to be going. Now we've earned the trust of one of the pretenders. We just need to find that crown.
I hope you and your allies share the same ideas. Because once the crown is on their head, we will have to follow their course.
You're right. It's a decision that is more important than our quest for an antidote. I must dwell on it.
Unusual customers? Well, I have everything that life could need. And everything else good too.
I can't do that.
Bit of poison on my blade. Bit of poison on my blade. And let's go!
Watch out! Grenade!
Bit of poison. Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go! Let's see if you can ward off this fate!
Watch out! Grenade!
Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go! Let's see if you can ward off this fate! Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
Watch out!
Usual customers? Well,
Bit of poison on my... If you can ward off the fight. Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go! can ward off this fate!
What are you doing there? Here lie those who fell facing the first invaders. And you dare enter and scatter their bones.
I did not come here with the intention of defiling this place.
No. You came looking for a crown of the High King, hoping to choose the one who will lead us.
Isn't that what you were looking for as well?
Yes, but I am not a Renaigse. I wish to lead my people to victory, and I have come here seeking something that will make it a certainty. And so, do you plan on keeping it for one of those who is too wise or cowardly to come and get it themselves? Or will you give me the crown?
Dertere is a great warrior. If she reigns, she will unite all of the clans. And with the blessing of Enon Milfrichtem, the people of your island will be chased away from here. Think long on this. If you leave her the crown, she will become the High Queen. You will not be able to change your mind.
Sorry, Deirdre. I believe someone other than you must become the High King.
Someone more easily manipulated, who will obey the orders of the Renaigse, no doubt. Too bad. You leave me no choice. I have come to take that crown, and I won't leave without it.
Poison on my blade! And let's go!
Enough! I accept my defeat. Take this crown. I am not worthy to wear it, so it seems.
Indeed. So it seems. We will meet again at Dorhad Genador. Until then, Deirdre.
What brings you here on Almanawi?
I would like to meet Enon Milfrichteman in order to find an antidote for the disease that is destroying my... If you were elected,
Is there?
I must leave.
Qua awal.
Concerning the crown.
Well, you carry in your hands the hopes of an entire people. My people. The one who wears it will be elected. You know that. Have you changed your mind? Or do you seek to humiliate me more?
I'm not here to humiliate anyone. But I must be assured that the one who is elected will help me meet Enon Milfrigdimen.
I have already promised you this. And you know that once I am queen, I will chase every colonist from this isle. The choice is yours now.
Here. I should have given it to you back there in the tomb. I needed a little time to think.
The council will soon unite. I must go and win. Thank you for giving it to me in the end. You are a Carant now. Have no fear. I keep my promises.
Congratulations, Deirdre. Teirfridi now has a High Queen who will be strong enough to defend it. I hope you haven't forgotten the promise you made me.
Don't be afraid, Carants. I know the value of a promise, and I have not forgotten your help. But according to tradition, I must go and see Enon Milfrigdimen on my own first. Meet me at the entrance to the sanctuary in 2 days, and I will get you inside. I will have had enough time to imbue myself with the strength of Teirfradi.
Thank you, Deirdre. I'll be there.
I hope you have some cards or dice on you to pass the time. Unless you'd rather go somewhere else.
There you are, Garance.
How was the encounter?
Good. Enon Mil Frichtemann has filled my heart with strength. As I expected, he warned me about the threat the Renaigse are posing for our island. But go. He is expecting you. Stay on the right-hand path and do not turn back. They say those who turn back awaken the guardians of the sanctuary.
child that was taken has returned, the flesh of my earth. You, by simply coming into being, have tangled the strings of destiny of all the other children. I am he they call on Friedman. I have followed each of your steps since your arrival.
I hail you, Enon Milfrichteman. I have come to you to find a remedy.
A cure for the disease of a distant land. Her affliction was to be poisoned by her own children. Her veins rot in stagnant water. Her earth now bears poisoned fruit, and her children wither and die. And still it is those same children who can heal the lands, and with them heal themselves, if they only want it truly. They could be taught by my children, learn to give back in return, learn to heal. But for that, I must survive. I have seen by your side the shadow grow, taking form, fed by the venom of intrigues from faraway lands. He spreads it today in my sap. To save his own life, he stole my strength, and that strength has driven him mad. Because it is not made to be taken. He draws each day a little more from me, and threatens us all. His hunger has no limit.
I don't understand. Who are you talking about?
The one you call Constantine. You must stop him. Or there will be no cure anymore for anything or anyone.
That's impossible. How could that be?
You must leave now. Someone has followed your footsteps. Someone has entered here without invitation. My children are waking and tracking. They will attack all for us. Flee, or you will be their victims.
I saw the Renaigse fleeing the sanctuary. The Monesenaig must have slipped past you. Enon Milfrichteman cannot have been pleased about it. Did he still give you the answers you were looking for?
Yes. He told me that the Malachor had appeared because of the way the colonials have treated the Earth. It is actually some kind of poisoning. And it would be possible to cure it, but I'm not sure that I understood how.
So, the Renaigse would be the cause of their own deaths. If they weren't on the verge of doing the same thing to our island, I would be applauding. In terms of the antidote, Enon Milfrichteman is often difficult to understand. Ask Adonegad.
Thank you, Deirdre. I must dwell on it.
You look like you bit into a bitter fruit. Did you learn anything else?
Yes. But I would like to verify something before I tell you about it.
Fine. You know where to find me once you are done. Quawalam seg, Karants.
Goodbye.
My fair cousin, I'm so glad to see you. You are right on time. We have visitors, and your advice would be most welcome. Let me introduce you to the emissaries of Ptolemy and the Coin Guard. Quite brazen, isn't it? That they would send us an emissary after having tried to assassinate me.
The commander must have a solid reason.
That's what I hope. Your Excellencies, we're listening.
San Mateus has been sustaining attacks of unprecedented violence. They can only be the works of the demons worshipped by the islanders.
Really? Demons? How interesting.
The Mother Cardinal is begging you to send her some troops, as well as your cousin.
We have the same problem. Our men are becoming exhausted, fighting off endless attacks. We were hoping that, despite our past differences, you would agree to help us.
How neatly summarized. Our past differences. My dear allies and neighbors, we are deeply saddened by your misfortune. However, the size of our troops has greatly reduced after the horrific attempt at a coup. And regarding sending my cousin, she's already very busy undertaking a mission of the utmost importance, without even mentioning the fact that what you describe fills me with fear for her life, which is most precious to me. No, I really don't see how I could be of assistance to you.
Constantine, we cannot remain deaf to the call of our allies. I'm sure I can find the time to go and evaluate the situation.
I would love to accompany you, but my people are being wrongfully accused. I am certain of it, and I want to prove it.
Very well, my dear. You know I cannot refuse you anything. But remember how urgent it is for this antidote to be found. We're so close to it now.
Don't worry about it. You know how important this mission is to me.
Well, this audience is coming to an end. Your Excellencies, inform your governors of my cousin's arrival. I hope that you realize how grateful you should be to her.
Absolutely, sire. Thank you for receiving and hearing us.
Constantine.
My adorable cousin, I am always happy to see you. What news do you bring?
I finally managed to enter the sanctuary at the heart of the island, and I was able to talk with Enon Melfrichtemann.
How marvelous! Tell me about it.
The sanctuary is heavily protected. Only a High King can open it.
I remember you saying that Vimbar's death wasn't going to help us. How did you fix this problem?
I had to interfere in the natives' elections and earned the trust of the Pretender, who seemed to be the best choice.
You really are an outstanding diplomat. My father is an old, bitter man, but he was right about you. Tell me, who did you choose?
Deirdre, the queen of the village of Vedlug. She's quite the radical warrior, but she's a strong leader.
I'm certain that you have made the right choice. And then what did you do?
I was able to enter the sanctuary. It was an incredible experience.
It had to be. Oh, how I envy you. Entering the most secret places on this island, talking to a god. What does he look like? Is he some kind of very old and very powerful Donegad?
No. In fact, I spoke to an extremely large tree. As strange as it may sound.
Fascinating. And I thought that gods were always old, bearded men. Did he tell you where the Malachor was coming from? Is it a curse that he cast upon the first settlers?
No. According to him, we are responsible for the emergence of the Malachor. By exploiting the Earth so much, we have poisoned it. And the disease has contaminated us through the water we drink and the plants that we eat.
Strange, and yet it seems plausible. So, there wouldn't be an antidote?
He says that the Earth can be healed. That his children know how to do it. I suppose he was talking about the Donegada. He also said that by healing the Earth, we would heal those who live on it.
This is a fascinating revelation. It won't be easy for our neighbors to accept it, however. I'm afraid that even my father might receive it with skepticism. Did he tell you anything else?
Yes. Something rather disturbing. He talked about you. He said his existence was in danger because of you.
Really? But that doesn't make any sense. I never hurt anybody on this island. Unlike our neighbors, I have never abducted or tried to convert islanders.
I don't think that's what he was referring to.
Cousin, please, you know me. I have made some mistakes, but I never threatened anybody. The only person who I put in danger is you. And you know how sorry I am about that.
Yes, I do know.
Forget about it, will you? This god manifestly wants us to pay for the sins of our fathers and to have his revenge for the invasion. By sowing the seeds of discord between us, he's probably hoping to weaken us. Do you realize that you have succeeded where everyone else has failed? The whole continent should be thanking you. Is there anything you would like to tell me?
I must take my...
Take...
Karantz, I need to talk to you. I have to ask you for another favor.
I'm listening, Siora.
Do you remember the mine shakers in my village?
Yes. If I understand correctly, there was some kind of an agreement made with them.
Even though these priests would make good allies against the Lions because they hate them as much as we do, my mother would never have traded the spirits of the people of the village in exchange for their help. And she would have wanted to be buried according to our rituals. She was deeply attached to our traditions.
So you think that they're lying?
Yes. And you understand these Renaigse better than I do. But I see that you are already busy with something else. So could you come back once you have time? Anything else?
I must leave you. See you later.